Please give it up for one half of the most incredible parents in the world, demonstrating.
Not worthy really. I mean, that was just absolutely amazing. And a lot's been said about eating disorders already, so I'll try and keep it fairly short. Eating disorders. One of our siblings wrote an excellent poem, which is on our website, called "The Enemy in My Mind." And I relate very much to this parasite of the enemy in my mind. You can't see it. You don't know when it's going to come. It doesn't discriminate. It can be children, it can be teenagers, adults, the elderly people. And, it comes and you don't know it's there. It can be children, boys, girls, men, women. My daughter was bright, bubbly, healthy, happy, a life in front of her. She was 11 years old when the enemy came and imprisoned her. And she became sad, withdrawn in a matter of weeks. And the thing with the enemy is that you don't know at the time how long the sentence is going to last, how long the imprisonment is going to last. Our daughter was 13 years. 13 years. Sometimes the enemy will let the sufferer free and they recover. Sometimes the enemy will let somebody free, but it's just on parole, because he doesn't like to lose control. So it takes them back, sometimes time and time again. And sometimes it's a life sentence. And sometimes it's the death sentence, because they will commit suicide or their bodies just give up. And what have all these people done wrong? What have they all done wrong to deserve this? And the answer is nothing. They have done nothing wrong, but their lives have been ruined by this enemy. But the enemy doesn't want to stop there. It wants to do as much damage as possible. And then it comes for the parents, the carers, the loved ones. And we saw our daughter disappear from us in a matter of weeks. And how as a parent do you deal with that? When you don't know, you can't see anything, there's no broken bones, you can't give any medicine, you think it might be a passing phase. How as parents do you deal with that? You can't. You don't know how to. Even the professionals don't know how to. And then when you do get the diagnosis of an eating disorder, you sort of try and get help from professionals. And sometimes that's always not there. And so that wonderful journey that we were going to take with our daughter comes to an end. And we go on a journey where we visit a psychiatric unit. And then the journey takes us to the hospital, looking at our daughter with drips and tubes and not knowing whether she's going to survive. And all the time we've got children, we've got a job to do. But it's relentless, and it just keeps going. And every day you want it to go away, and you don't know if it will go away, if it ever will go away. And then you go on a journey visiting units, tens of thousands of miles. We travel here, everywhere, and to meetings. And you just want it to end. And I can remember once going to, Gemma was in a unit 60 miles away, and they rang up at 11 o'clock on a Saturday night, and they said, we want you to come and take your daughter out of the unit because we're not happy with her and we don't feel as though she wants to change. 11 o'clock on a Saturday night, and we said, look, we can't. And he said, you must. And we had to go, and at 12 o'clock-ish, we picked our daughter up. They didn't have the decency to speak to us or anything. And she was there with the black bags, and we had to take her home. And then I remember another time when Gemma was about 17, and we had to go to the unit to pick her up and take her home. And the management said, we don't think Gemma should go home. We don't think she's well enough. And I remember my wife pleading with Gemma to stay. And Gemma pleading and begging me to take her home. My wife was having a nervous breakdown in front of me, and I made that decision to take her home. And that decision turned Gemma's life around, because that was the start of her recovery. And she said later that if I hadn't made that decision, she probably wouldn't be here tonight. But there's so much more. But that's what the enemy in my mind does. That's what an eating disorder does. It's the cruelest illness you can imagine. My message to everybody with an eating disorder is to remember this. They haven't done nothing wrong. They're not guilty. Please talk to somebody. Don't keep it a secret. Do not be ashamed. And the sooner you talk to somebody, the sooner you can start fighting back. We've been fighting the enemy for 25 years. 21 years as a charity, and we want to carry on fighting that enemy for another 21 years. And of course, it's that old chestnut money. Well, that's why I want to thank everybody in this room, because everybody, one way or another, is supporting us. And I can't thank you enough. I can't let this occasion go without saying my own special thank you to my wife. What we're doing this again. But for 21 years, she has just been inspirational. And as the video said, we've saved, helped hundreds, thousands of lives. But not only that, Marge has been innovative. She's produced resources way ahead of her time. And obviously you can see that in the toolkit. But you have been inspirational, Marge, and you have already left your legacy. Okay? Thank you for listening.